my book besties, it's Jano and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new. Today I'm going to be discussing my 2026 reading goals and also a little bit on my different platforms goals as well. So if you like goal setting and things like that, stay tuned. We're first going to slightly recap on what my 25 reading goals were, because I didn't really follow them that well, let's be honest. So in 2025, I didn't really take a lot of time to think about my reading goals and everything too much. I just sort of just chucked them in my reading journal, didn't give too much thought behind them. It's no wonder why I didn't actually complete them, because they weren't really that meaningful for me. I did have things on there like reading 100 books and completing my 25 in 2025. And yes, I did my reading challenge prompt, but that was a pretty easy goal for me. And then everything else on there, I just wasn't that focused on. Even the one that I really wish I'd stayed on top of was reading 10 series or completing 10 series this year. I started way too many series this year and barely completed any. I think I'm up to 2. Yeah, that's really bad. That one definitely needs to change. But I thought I would spend the time now going through what my goals are and coming up with some really motivating ones that I want to stick to, I want to challenge myself with. So some of them are definitely more of a stretch goal, but I want to set the year up intentionally and go in with a good focus of what I want my reading life to look like, as well as my channel life to look like. Okay, so when talking about how many books I want to read next year, I do want to have it to be a kind of push myself challenge, but I also want to make sure that I'm not reading books that I just purely don't like just for the sake of reading. But then I also feel bad if I have a smaller challenge and I'm reading smaller books like graphic novels and things like that. So at the moment, my stretch goal is 150 books, but I think I'm going to put in as my actual goal 125. This year I got to, well, I'm currently at 100 and I'm filming this early, so we're still in November. So I'm going to hit at least 105 or so. So I think 125 is a pretty realistic goal for me, considering I had a few months where I really slumped hard and I was honestly pretty lazy with my reading, and I could have just picked up a book instead of watching TV. So I think 125 is a safe goal, and then have the stretch goal being 150. And we'll see how we go. The next goal I'm going to leave the same as what it was this year, and that is complete 10 book series. I'm kind of hoping, because I've started so many book series this year, they've sort of ignited the whole I'm going to continue on with that series. Some of my problems with reading series this year is because I felt like I had to reread the first book in the series in order to keep going with it. Well, now I have a whole lot of series started, I don't have that excuse. I just need to keep going with the series. I also have quite a few where I'm now on the 3rd book or so I'm getting closer to the end, so it's just a matter of wrapping up that series, which I also find really hard, because it's like saying goodbye to your favourite characters. And you're with them for such a long time that I don't want to let them go. But I do have a few that, yeah, I'm very close to finishing, so I just need to finish that last book in that series and then I'll be done. So I've done the hard work this year, so that next year my 10 should be really easy, right? That's how it's going to work. The next challenge I've got for myself, or goal for myself, is I want to read 10 KU books. Now, this doesn't seem like that many if my reading goal is 125. Realistically, I should be able to get 10 in there. So, but mostly this is just to ensure that I am actually using my KU membership. There are definitely months where I don't use it at all, as well as there's a whole lot of books on there that I don't think are KU books. There's a lot more of those popular books that are starting to go onto KU and be available that way as well. So I just need to be better about checking what's on KU and what's available there and then using it. The next goal I have for myself is I want to complete an author's backlist. This is something that I've always thought about doing. I've had it in my reading journal of an author's backlist, but I've never actually gone through and actively done it. So I would like to set myself the challenge and goal for reading an author's backlist. I haven't decided which author though. I'm going to leave that for myself throughout the year. I want to be working on a few of the authors that I love and just ensuring that by the end of the year that I have completed an author's backlist. Whether, I don't know who that could be. There's so many to choose from. Probably not one of, like, it's probably not going to be Sarah J. Maas. I can probably guarantee that that's not going to happen. That's a lot. Probably not going to be Rick Riordan. But, I don't know. Someone like maybe Gail Carriger, Maureen Johnson, any of the 50 or 35 before 35 series, a lot of them, LJ Andrews, who knows? We'll see. I'm leaving that part a little bit open and a little bit flexible for me, but that's just a goal that I've got. The next reading goal I have for myself is I want to ensure that I read all of my book club books for the month. It may not be completed before the meeting, but I want to make sure that I am actively reading those books. I did swap book clubs this year, which made it a little bit hard to have a full year of reading my book club books. But going into next year, I really want to keep this new book club going. I've really enjoyed my time. It's with friends, so I'm loving it and making the effort to like travel down to where the book club is because I am moving further away from it, but that's fine because it's just time that I get to catch up with my friends and discuss books and all the things. So I want to make sure that I read all 12 of those books. The next one seems like a very silly one, but I have done a lot of monthly challenges this year of different YouTubers and what they're hosting, but I go into them fully prepared with TBRs, gung-ho attitude, and then as the month goes on, things get busy, things come up, and it just fizzles out for me. So I really want to set myself a challenge of completing at least one of them this year properly full out, like going for the full 4 weeks and doing everything that I need to do to complete it. It would be an absolute goal of mine to one day be a part of one of them and be one of the co-hosts. That's a massive stretch goal, but for now, I just want to be a part of it in the way of being a participant. Okay, the next goal, I haven't really tracked this year, and I want to be better about tracking it next year, but I think I've been pretty good at it. And that is reading as many backlist books, so books that are already on my shelves as of now. So, well, not books that I've bought in this year, so books that I've gotten in 2024 and back are what I consider backlist for next year. So I want to read as many of those that are on my shelves as I get new books in. That's not just me buying the books, that's me receiving books. Any form of books coming in, I want to make sure that I'm staying on top of it and reading just as many previously bought books. Okay, moving on to like my reading journal goals for next year. My goal is to stay more on top of it. I got so far behind this year that it then felt overwhelming and I just got swamped down. Like, I'm still trying to catch myself up, and I think I'm now up to May, June. So I want to stay more on top of it. I want to make sure I set aside time at the end of the month, or even doing a couple like during the month, to keep it going and making sure that I'm completing in a timely manner. And then with that, being able to post a end of month wrap up in it, whether it be on my actual YouTube channel or just a flip through in other places or in stories or things like that. I just want to stay on top of it, and I want to be able to use that. A channel goal that I have for myself is to upload 50 videos next year. it doesn't actually seem that much, but I'm just hoping by saying 50 rather than a video a week gives me a little bit more flexibility, but also keeps me accountable, and really I need to do a video a week to sustain that. So we'll see how it goes. Ideally, I would love to be posting twice a week, and I kind of try and plan that, but then I get overwhelmed and I don't sit down and edit. So I just need to block out time a little bit better, and that is one of my personal goals for next year, is just be a bit more mindful of how I'm spending my time management, and creating blocks of time where I get stuff done. It's a very hard thing when you work for yourself to do all that, because you're like, I have all this time, I can get whatever done, and somehow I get nothing done. So my goal, 50 videos for next year. Another goal that I have for the channel is I would love to get to 300 subscribers. I'm currently at 205. Ideally, like, my massive stretch goal would be to get to 500 next year. It's not really something that's in, like, that I can control. Yes, being consistent with video releases does help that, but I don't want to be brokenhearted if I don't get to 500, so I'm just making my goal 300, and if I smash that, amazing. I'm going to be so excited. And yes, I was so excited when I hit 50, let's be honest. I was really excited when I hit 100, so if I hit 300, oh, excitement levels. The other thing with that is, with 500, I would love to look at building a community and doing things like having a Discord server and things like that with my community. So while that's a goal for my channel and everything, I'm only really going to look at doing that when I hit 500, just to make sure that there is enough in the community. The other place that I need to be more consistent with is Instagram. So I want to be posting at least 52 things on my Instagram next year. Again, that works out to be one per week. Realistically, Instagram is something you should probably be posting on a couple of times a week, and that would be ideal, is having something every day, every other day, but that gets a lot. I get overwhelmed. There's a common theme here. I just want to start small and build that habit, and then ramp it up a bit. So I'm going to start with a goal of 52. If I smash that within the first 52 days, amazing. Then I still need to keep consistent after that. But that's my goal. Same with TikTok. I would love to be posting more on TikTok as well, and trying to stay on top of trends there. Mainly it comes down to blocking out time to doom scroll on TikTok to find things, and then not just doom scrolling for the next 3 hours. So be mindful of how long I spend on there, get what I need, film what I need, and then get off. And I think a lot of that will be a lot easier once I'm fully settled in my new place. Being between the two has been a hindrance because my books are here, but most of the time I'm at my new place. So once these get moved, then it'll be a lot easier. I'm working out how much of this can be moved. Part of why I need to read my backlist, because I need to find out if I want to keep these books on my shelves or not. And then just in general with my Books by Dano sort of life, I do want to be more a part of the community and be more present with the booktube, the bookstagram and the BookTok community, and just responding to people and chatting with people, making new friends and connections, doing a couple of buddy reads and everything throughout the year, things like that. I've started to make a conscious effort this year to comment on other people's videos and chat with them about what they're reading. So I just want to keep developing all that and getting to know other people and enjoying this amazing community that we're all a part of, because I do love it and I want to be a part of it more. I've enjoyed doing reading sprints. I want to stay doing reading sprints. I also love joining other people's reading sprints, so it'd be cool to be invited onto someone else's channel. That'd be pretty awesome goal. But it might happen in time. We'll see. So those are my goals for 2026. Let me know if you've worked out what some of your goals are, how many books you're planning on reading next year. If you're tracking how many books you're reading, you may not. You may just be wanting to, I don't know, read books that you love rather than books that you don't. I know people that have like a DNF goal because they want to ensure that they are DNFing and allowing themselves to DNF. It's not unfortunate, but for me, I can't, not that I can't, I don't want to DNF. I like completing a book and knowing everything I don't like about a book. That's just the completionist in me. But anyway, that's a whole nother sidetrack. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!